Okay, so much to say. What's good out there? What's good out there? Um, what's good to myself, and so crazy. Sometimes I have so much stuff to say, but for some reason, once I start to record, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's like my mind goes blank, and I have to now. It's like I have to go inside my mind and retrieve what I was going to talk about. But I'm trying to make this short here. Um, it's amazing when you kind of take note on how you feel. Like you go throughout the day, or you go throughout the month, or you go throughout your life, and you try to remember how something made you feel. And then you try to like learn, you know, you try to learn off of it. You're trying to, certain things you try to avoid, certain things you try to grow more if it serves you or whatever. But I don't know. It's just, it's an interesting time we're living in now, right? Like, it's an interesting time because I was just about to say that, and again, this is not what I wanted to talk about, but it just popped up in my head. I was just about to say like there's never really been a time where like the government in North America handed people money, but that's not really true, right? Because when America was first getting established, um, to a lot of the Germans and a lot of people in Europe, the government, United States, gave people land. So I can't say like this is the first time the government gave people money. I can't say that. Even though I don't know, I haven't really did much research, but technically I might be able to say that, right? Because if they give you land, it's not like they're actually giving you money. They're not actually giving you currency, like fiat currency. Like, yeah, of course the land is more valuable than, and when it comes to deflation, again, I can't even say that the land is more valuable than money, because yes, in this government, with the debasing of currency, then yes, the land is more valuable than money. But again, if we step into a deflation, if we step into a deflationary period, then depending on how long that is, then the money could be more valuable than the land if you go into deflation. But yes, for the most part, the land is more valuable than the actual fiat currency, the money. But again, even when hundreds of years ago, when the United States, um, this is actually before United States was united, but the government in North America, as it was being colonized, was giving people free land to cultivate the land, in agriculture. They wanted farmers to make the land fertile. I mean, the land was already fertile, but they wanted to bring production. So they wanted foreigners to come over to America, and they said, if you come over to America, we give you land, and you farm the land, and you work the land, and you keep the land as yours. Um, that was one of the ways they enticed people, as we all know. But it's just funny because the Native Americans, and again, here I go again, right? Just rampaging off the top of my head. It's not. I guess it's okay because I never really have a point or agenda I'm making with this content or this channel. It's just me just talking. But um, it's funny because some of the Native Americans when they were encountering these Europeans, and uh, the Native Americans, obviously it's their land, right? So, the Europeans made these Native Americans. Some of the tactics that the Europeans were doing was they'd try to make the Indian chiefs. They'd try to make different Indian tribes turn on each other, and some of these Indian tribes will do this willingly. So it's not like it's the Europeans that came up with this idea, but yes, the Europeans obviously tried to fuel the tribes warring with each other, the native tribes warring with each other, so it could be less of them, and then they could take over. But again, for the treaties and for the deals that were signed, it's just funny because they end up giving Europeans land. But it's like, okay, if you're gonna give it's like if you're gonna give Europeans land, why not just let the Indians keep it? Since they know the land, they already know so much, and they already farm the land. But again, I guess they felt like the Native Americans were, I don't know, maybe they felt like they were too hard to control, or maybe they felt like the Native Americans just won't adopt well with their system, their new system, or they just felt like the Native Americans were their own thing, and they wasn't going to assimilate what these new settlers were trying to do. But it's just ironic because they end up kind of taking over the land and then giving the land to people willing to settle there from Europe. Even though technically people say that they're just leasing the land to you, because you're always paying property tax that goes back to London. Anyway, so much more I can say. Like, I don't know. It's just like I said, going back to how things make you feel. You know, I don't know. Just again, depending on what's what. It's amazing how powerful how powerful words can be in certain situations, right? Like if you can de-escalate a situation, it's so powerful how your tone and your words you choose and your body language, and you can escalate a situation. You know, it even happens in court. It could happen on the street. It could happen in the park. It could happen anywhere, right? Like when you're bargaining, negotiating contracts, leverage, deleverage, all this stuff. But anyway, going back to, not that I have to stick with it, but going back to how it makes you feel. How it makes you feel, right? Like if somebody's trying to stay in shape, but some days they might really want to get those snacks because how those snacks make them feel. People really want that bonus. They really want to get validated on their job because how it makes them feel. People want to get money because how it makes them feel, right? That sense of security. People like heated seats in the wintertime in their car because how it makes them feel. But anyway, it's just interesting, like, what things make you feel. Like knowledge, all types of knowledge, self-taught knowledge, university knowledge, doctor, lawyer, judge, family, money, commodities, traveling, marriage, kids, your dreams, your goals, your religion. I mean, your community, nature, everything, right? How does it make you feel?